Hello everyone, welcome to ChemUp Academy, where chemistry is simplified and success is amplified. So this is your another lecture for the same series of error and its quantitative analysis. In this lecture, we shall be discussing about the most important topic, that means topic you may write it as accuracy and precision. The small brief of this topic you all have studied in your class 11th. Still, we'll take it from the beginning only, and this shall be your lecture number 4. I guess so. It's 4 only. Anyway, okay. So, as you all know, what is accuracy, what is precision. So, let me just give you a brief intro about that. Accuracy, if I talk about, accuracy, if we talk about, it is nearness of a measurement to the true value. This is what we call accuracy. और क्या कह सकते हैं accuracy को? Accuracy is correctness of the measurement. This is all we know about accuracy and this is more than enough. अगर वही बात हम करें precision की, what if we talk about precision? For precision, I would say it is the repeatability of the results or measurements, or what else I can say? I can say that if it can be the reproducibility, or producing concordant results or measurements. Or what else I can say? I can say that nearness of the measurements among themselves. This is all about precision. ठीक है, ये तो सिंपल लैंग्वेज में आई हैव टेकन कि एक्यूरेसी इज नियरनेस टू द करेक्ट वैल्यू और प्रिसिजन इज नियरनेस टू द ट्रू वैल्यू, मतलब आपस में. अगर हिंदी में याद करें इसको, इफ वी टॉक इन टर्म्स ऑफ हिंदी, तो वी कैन कॉल इट आपस का भाईचारा. या फिर आप और कैसे याद कर सकते हो? हैशटैग वी कैन टेक in terms of social life, we can say bhaichara at top. This is how we can write precision. ठीक है, ये तो ठीक है, नॉर्मल हो गया. अब इससे समझ में कैसे आएगा कि क्या करें कैसे करें? I'll give you an example. Say this is my example. Let me just take the shape. What is wrong? Okay. See, we have three particular things And in these things, हाँ, we have three things. निशाना मारना है इधर सेंट्रल पॉइंट पर, यहाँ पर you need to focus upon player A we have, then we have player B, and then we have player C. Like this we have three players. Player A ने, this is the main point where you just need to shoot. So player C की अगर हम बात करें, player C ने निशाने मारे ऐसे, ये player C के निशाने थे. अगर हम player B के निशाने की बात करते हैं तो player B के निशाने गए ऐसे, ठीक है. Whereas when we talk for player A, it is like this, ठीक है. Now what we can confirm from this particular thing is that something, this is your true value, this particular thing is your true value in all the cases. अगर हम पहले precision की बात करते हैं, let's take precision in all cases and then we will talk about accuracy in all cases. सबके अंदर भाईचारा देखा जाए तो बहुत पास पास भाई बैठे, तो भाईचारा एट टॉप इज देयर. यहाँ पर भी भाईचारा एट टॉप इज देयर. क्या यहाँ भाईचारा एट टॉप है? नो. तो दिस डेटा इज नॉट प्रिसाइज. व्हाट इफ वी टॉक अबाउट द एक्यूरेसी? क्या ये ट्रू वैल्यू के पास है? ऑफ कोर्स इट इज ट्रू वैल्यू के पास है. इज इट ट्रू वैल्यू के पास? नो, इट्स नॉट. इज इट ट्रू वैल्यू के पास? नो, इट्स नॉट. So what we can say is that person A is both accurate and precise. Person B is precise but not accurate. And for C, it is neither precise nor accurate. This is what we can conclude from this particular thing. Now, one more thing to conclude is that if we say that the data is accurate, it will always be precise. Another thing, if data is not precise, it can never be accurate. One more thing, whenever precise data is given, it is not obvious that it will be accurate. So, points to remember, we can say that points to remember. First point says that if data is accurate, it will always be precise. Another point to remember is all precise data is not always accurate. And another thing, the third point that we have considered from this particular thing is that okay, so these are only two, more than enough for you to remember. So this was all about your accuracy and precision. इतना अगर जान लिया तो that is more than enough for you to explain in an exam. So this is about accuracy, this slide is for precision, and this is your example. Now how can we calculate accuracy? There are methods like relative error you can calculate. You can calculate absolute error. And then you can calculate absolute, not absolute, relative accuracy. This thing has already been covered in the previous lecture, so you may go and watch that. But what is this particular thing, the relative accuracy we are talking about? जहाँ से आप relative error निकालोगे, if you will do 100 minus your relative error, this will give you your relative accuracy. This is the functional formula. Or else what you all can say, relative accuracy will become your mean error upon true value into 100%. They can ask you in 1000%, in parts per billion, parts per million. So accordingly, you can change this value of 100 and then you can conclude. How can we calculate precision? Precision का calculation थोड़ा different है. It says that if you want to calculate precision, you need to know about the mean, median, standard deviation, and mean variance deviation. Thus, you can calculate the precision. So, these were the simple things that we should know. About accuracy, how can we calculate it? By relative error, absolute error, this we have already done in our previous lecture. And relative accuracy, I have just told you in brief. Next we have is, how can we calculate precision? Calculation for precision could be done in this way. Now, we have certain sort of questions, so let's just come to those questions. First of all, the question, this one. Okay. According to this question, they are asking us to calculate the number of significant figures. Okay, it is clear in the camera also. They're asking us to calculate the number of significant figures. How many significant figures are there in this particular thing? If I say, okay, significant figures, for this we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it will give me 5 significant figures. Here I have 3 significant figures, and again here I have 3 significant figures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 significant figures, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this 4 significant figures. So this is how the question usually comes. They also give you certain sort of expressions to solve sometimes and then calculate further things. So those type of questions are also seen mostly, and this is the simple question that you can expect in your BSc type of examination, MSc type of examination. But what UPSC demands is your solving type of questions. Say if I give you a question, solving question, which says that you just need to represent this particular thing in the significant figures. Remember, while writing the significant figures, while representing your answers, the number of significant figures in your answer must be equal to the least number of significant figures given in the question, which I can see is only 3. So let me just make it 0, 1, 0. So this becomes your significant figure, and hence only 3 significant figures must be mentioned while mentioning your answer. So certain sort of questions could be expected in UPSC exam of yours. Now coming on to the next question. For our next question we have, okay, let's come to this. The result of analysis are 36.95 compared to with expected accepted value of itna. What is the relative error in parts per thousand? First of all, they are asking the relative error. Relative error is being asked. Relative error is being asked, and they are asking in parts per thousand. Means answer should be in PPT, not that precipitate one, but parts per thousand. So, in order to solve this particular question, we can solve it like, we can say that we have the result of analysis are this as compared to the, we can write the true value. True value is 37.06 grams. We can write the observed value. Observed value is our 36.97 grams. We can write the error. This is your absolute error. So absolute error says O minus T. That means 36.97 minus 37.06. will give us, we can do it like this. We can do calculating 9 here, 90.009 we will get grams with a negative sign. Remember, while writing your errors, we always place the sign as well. So we have done this in the previous class, in the previous lecture. So it is according to that. Now they're asking us to calculate the relative error. Relative error says minus 0.09 upon the true value of ours, that means 37.06 gram into parts per thousand they are asking. So instead of writing 100, I would place 1000, and hence we can conclude our answers. So you can just make it a calculation for it. I'll make it for you. Okay, it gives me minus 2.4. Is it? Yeah, 2.4, and the unit shall be PPT instead of percentage. This is not a unit. I have told you relative errors are not represented by units. They only have the certain notations, mathematical notations. That means here it is PPT instead of 1000, because relative error usually in terms of 100%, and in terms of 100%, instead of 100% we have calculated it in terms of 1000. So it becomes your PPT. This is how you can solve the question. Coming on to the next question of ours, we have this one. Okay. Let me just crop it. Okay. The question says, in an analysis, the observed value is itna compared to the expected accepted value for itna. What is the relative error in PPT? The same question. This you can mark it for your homework. This question you shall do it in your homework. The solution for this shall be done in your homework by you, because this question is similar to this question that we have just done. Now coming on to the next question we have. Okay, this question has gone half of that side. A sample was analyzed for the desired constituent itna as the true value. So the true value is given to us. Let's take blue so that it is visible. This is our true value. This particular thing is our true value. The results of 3 measurements were given. Find the error, mean error, percentage, relative error, and so on. See, here is the question. Now, according to the question, the true value is given. Here I can write true value. Here I will write observed value. And here I will write error. The true value says 2.62 grams, 2.62 grams, again 2.62 grams. The three other values are 2.50, 2.54 and 2.52 grams. If I calculate the error should be minus observed value minus true value. The error should be like minus, I would say, minus another value shall be 54, 0.08 grams, and then we have here again gram and minus 0.10 grams. So this is all we can do. Now, what are they asking me? Let me just take the mean of these values. On taking the mean, here is the mean. Mean of these values would give me 2.62 grams upon 3. Mean of these particular values will give me, and this shall be equal to 2.53 grams. And mean of these particular values will give me, hence we have calculated the means. Now what are they asking? They are asking us to find the error of the mean. So we have calculated the mean error. Another thing is percentage relative error. Relative error shall be equal to mean error upon true value into 100%. This is how we can calculate. Another thing that they are asking is on the next page, which says that relative accuracy of the mean of the measurements. As I have told you just now that relative accuracy, how can we calculate the relative accuracy? Relative accuracy could be calculated as 100 minus relative error. Hence, we can calculate the relative accuracy also. So, this is how we can perform our results. It will give me minus approximately 0.36%, I guess so. No. It will give me minus 3.8%. This is my relative error. If I subtract it from 100, that will give me 0.2% as my relative accuracy. So there were three parts. First was to calculate the mean error. Second was to calculate the relative error. And third was to calculate the relative accuracy. Such questions could be expected in your college level examination, your UPSC examination, of course. And this is a standard book question. So this was all for today. If you are facing any difficulty, you can just contact me. Okay, no, wait. We have one more question left. According to this question, it says that crystalline barium chloride was found to contain this much percentage of crystallization. So when it says that this much percentage of crystallization, I would consider it as my observed value. It is my observed value 14.70%, and my true value shall be 14.75%, whereas my error shall be 0.05%. Now absolute error they were asking, so I've calculated absolute error. Relative error says that 0.05 into 100 upon true value, that means 14.75. Then they're asking for relative accuracy. Relative accuracy becomes your 100 minus relative error. Hence could be solved. So this particular thing you will be solving further in your homework. So this is how you can perform mathematical calculations, and things like this could be done easily in your examination, or could easily be asked in any sort of examinations that you are appearing for. So thank you and keep watching.
ChemUp Academy. Chemistry simplified, success amplified.